presentation on inclusion within the general education classroom. My first experience with inclusion was when I was in first grade, and there was a little girl named Megan Mackey in my class. She was born with half a heart and other disabilities. I also now have a son with some minor disabilities that is in a general education classroom, so inclusion has become even more near and dear to my heart. Research has suggested that inclusion will have social benefits with students with disabilities. It can help children with disabilities reach IEP goals faster, and it can raise awareness and acceptance within the classroom and within the community. So our first focus will be social benefits of inclusion. I will be quoting from Katz and Miranda, and they have 2 journal articles, and they are Including Students with Developmental Disabilities in General Education Classrooms, the Educational Benefits, and the Including Students with Developmental Disabilities in General Education Classrooms, the Social Benefits. And so I'll kind of be going in between the two. So my first point is that schools should provide students with opportunities to discover, model, experience, and learn consequences. And that was from Katz and Miranda. It also states that sometimes students with disabilities have a hard time knowing what is socially acceptable and what is not. For example, my son has a hard time respecting people's bubbles. He is a bubble intruder. And so within the classroom, he has a hard time knowing when and when not to touch people. As the year has gone on, he has learned that he should go up and ask somebody for a hug, and he has learned that by observing the students around him. Over time, like I said, students can learn what is and what is not acceptable. Students in inclusive classrooms were more attentive and less disruptive than students in segregated classrooms. So even though at the beginning of the school year, a student might have outbursts, by observing the students around him, those outbursts can decrease and he can become socially aware of what is acceptable. I would like to draw your attention to a video clip that's about 2 minutes long about a school district that has incorporated inclusion within their schools. And this is a video clip from YouTube. It's by ED Public Schools, and it's called Inclusive Learning Everyone is In.
My challenge to leaders 5 years ago when I stepped into this role: how do we create a district where everybody's in and not excluded intentionally, by design, or unintentionally? When we're talking about inclusive education, it's how do we make sure everybody's in, everybody has a place, and that they are participating. How we do that is something that we're constantly learning, because it's a big challenge for us. When I think about inclusive education, learning is the core work of a school district, but in a school, we actually establish our own school-based community where kids have a place, they have roles to play, that the adults work together with the kids. And so in that little community called a school, kids learn not only the academic requirements, the learner outcomes, but they also learn how to get along, they also learn how to manage conflict, they learn a whole variety of citizenship skills and knowledge related to learning how to work and live together. We see some unique features in all the schools that are really a school personality, right? That emerges, and that's one of the great features, I think, of paying attention to and being responsive to what's going on in the community.
point is that students with disabilities can reach IEP goals faster. So an IEP is an individual education plan, and that is put together by staff and the parents as a team. And as the teachers are writing that plan, those that are in an inclusive classroom, the teachers write the goals to be higher, and they teach to that so that they're able to reach those goals faster. And that is from the Educational Benefits by Ketz and Miranda. It also says that students are more engaged within the classroom, more academically engaged. Those that are in a segregated classroom tend to zone off more, and those who are in an inclusive classroom, just like the social benefits, they want to be like their peers, and so they will be more engaged in the learning activities. Therefore, as they're more engaged, they will learn more, and they will reach those IEP goals faster. The third point is that it will help people become more socially aware and accepting. There was a student that I knew that in middle school, he wanted to be part of the basketball team, and so the peers accepted him and brought him in. Later, as he went to high school, this student with Down syndrome actually was elected to be the prom king. And then after high school, he went into a job training program and was able to transition into the community, where the community became more accepting. That is because it started within the schools, and the students became accepting, and therefore the community became accepting of him. In conclusion, again, inclusion will help students become more socially aware and improve on their social skills. It will help them reach their IEP goals faster, and it will help people within the community and the classroom become more accepting of students. Thank you for your time.